I am a man of discipline. The key is to quell my
The one thing I like about this is I really like the cinematography of this promo, because as being in the Hammerstein Ballroom, it's really cool, and I love the sort of like the way it's just having this. It shows the importance of CM Punk because he's telling you who he is, what his character is. Because this is one of those things I find with wrestling that works. Like with a 2-minute promo, it tells you more about a character and what his motivations are and what he does, is in a sense, than sometimes a 3 or 4 weeks of promos or matches might do. And I really like that because it has now. He's debuting next because they've been building up and building up and building up, and it's just really, really cool. And then obviously at the moment you've got Just Incredible in the ring waiting for Punk. And just as well, the fans as well just being like, yeah, come on, let's do Punk, come on Punk, let's do it Punk, and that kind of stuff as well. I really like it, cool. And just having like Just Incredible, and just also as well, the amazing ceiling with the beautiful art is just amazing as well. Just looking at this old arena, it's crazy just to see how like cool everything looks. And yeah, great reaction for Punk as well, which I really like, because obviously a lot of the fans, being the smart fans for ECW, know who he is from things like IWA, TNA, Ring of Honor, etc. So it's really cool to see that as well. And I really like this theme as well because it kind of goes with his character as well. Even though he prefers Cult of Personality, I always had a very soft spot for This Fire Burns by Killswitch, and I quite like it. So yeah, it's really cool. And it's just seeing just how different Punk is here compared to what he becomes later on. It's just really interesting to see him. And he's got less tattoos and stuff. But one of the things I love the most as well, just you hear the crowd just chant for Punk straight away. Then you can see him smiling because it's like you can see the crowd sign saying, I pay to see CM Punk, and he knows these fans know who I am. These fans appreciate me, and it's really cool to see as well. I really like it. And one of the things I like about this match as well, it's like, it kind of shows you, in a sense, like Punk's submission moves and stuff. Like, when he brought Just Incredible down, he instantly went for some submission moves and stuff, and just kind of shows the whole jiu-jitsu background, where in jiu-jitsu, all the sort of moves and stuff that they do is all to do with submissions and stuff, and I really like that. It's really cool. And you just heard what Taz just said is the jiu-jitsu background and stuff. It's like, kind of, yeah. And then I love this move. It's like the use of the top rope, and it looks like a weird sort of anaconda vice / like triangle and everything else. And then you see, and that was a really good reversal, where Punk was like trying to do a springboard from the top rope, and then Just Incredible reversed it into a slam, and it's like, yeah. And also as well, the way that Punk sells is really good as well. I just really like that. It's just really cool. And everything else. And Just Incredible is just one of those like hands who, even though he was never that massive in WWF or WWE, he was big in ECW, obviously being a former champion. But everything else about him. But change the subject. Like just having Punk being chanted and cheered for by all the fans was really cool to see as well. But going back to Just Incredible, you can kind of see that even though he wasn't that overly pushed, how good of a hand he is, like how he's able to make like the stars and everyone else look really good and stuff. And the one thing I like about this match is, even though it's CM Punk's debut match, they're making both wrestlers look as important as each other and stuff, and I quite like that, because obviously Just Incredible, with his career that he's had and everything else, you want to at least make him look at least over in some sort of way as well. So yeah, and obviously having the old chop, everyone going woo. And the other thing I like about this ECW as well is because it's in the Hammerstein Ballroom, it looks so much more different to Raw and SmackDown was at the time. Where being in the Hammerstein Ballroom, it's in a smaller arena. You have the ECW logo in the middle of the ring. The ropes are black, and there's nothing at all on the turnbuckle pads. And I really like that, because one of the things I find that's missing in nowadays WWE is the fact that with nowadays WWE, the sets and the shows are no different to each other. Like, they're always the same, and I kind of find it really boring. But with here, they all look very different. They all have their own sort of like way that they do things, stuff, and I really like that. So I think it's really, really cool to see. So yeah. And also as well, I love like the different like kicks and stuff that CM Punk does, showing more of his sort of like jiu-jitsu, MMA sort of background and stuff. And yeah, just Punk was such a good wrestler, and he still is a really good wrestler, even though he doesn't wrestle anymore and stuff. Just as well, just that move as well, his springboard clothesline was really cool as well. It's just like, yeah, this match is really good because it shows you just how good CM Punk actually is, and just how like the man's great. And this as well, his use of the knees and stuff is very much just sort of martial arts backgroundy kind of thing as well. And then you got the knee, as well as the amazing bulldog, which is one of his main spots that he does, and even later on in his career, that's one of his cool combination of moves that he does and everything else. And this as well, like the flurry of strikes as well, was really cool to see. And then you got the slam, and then you've got him putting the Anaconda of Ice on for the win against Just Incredible. Because I find it really cool, because then you see, yep, then he finally submits. And it's just like, yeah, it's really cool to see like Punk be put over in such a strong way. Even though Just Incredible had a bit of offense against Punk, Punk was shown to be like, yeah, this is a really big star. The crowd love him. The crowd want him to see him win. The crowd were chanting for him. Yeah, it's really cool to see. And I love the fact that Paul Heyman has so much faith in Punk that he did this for him, because obviously with them two working together in OVW, you can kind of see just how good Punk actually is, and you can see why Paul Heyman has so much like faith in the guy, and just the fact of how strong he looks as well was just really cool too. So yeah, it's really good to see. Freaking loved it. It was awesome. So yeah, so it's cool to see as well Punk just like being like, yeah, cheers fans, I love you guys, thank you. And you can kind of see Punk feels quite touched by it as well, to have all the fans like cheer for him and support him and stuff. So yeah, so overall I would give the match 4 out of 5. The reason I give the match this score is, even though it isn't like compared to some other 4-star matches like, oh my god, this match is amazing, but what it does and what it sets out to do, it does it really, really well. Where this is one of those matches that wants to show Punk in a really good light, wants to put Punk over, wants to add more to Punk, and I think this match works well to do that. And also as well, the fact that CM Punk is so well revered and so well loved by all the ECW fans as well, being the ECW was the original Smart Marks. That's a really cool thing to see as well. Just to see the crowd get into the match and really support Punk as well was a really good thing to see too. So yeah, but it's also one of those matches that if you want to watch in a way how a debut match works, and how with a great crowd just how much you can add to a debut match too, this is one of those matches that I would suggest to watch, and just to enjoy, to see how good Punk actually is. And also as well, his promo before the match as well, you can see just how good he was on the microphone and how good of a talker he is as well. Just overall, for what it sets out to do, it does it very, very well.